Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of January 31st, 2025. I'm your host, Sharifa Muhammad MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an Infantry Officer. Ground operations progress. North Group of Forces continued operations in the Kursk region with significant Ukrainian losses, including the liberation of Nikolaevo and destruction of military assets in the Kharkov direction. Total losses for the enemy in this sector included 2,200 servicemen and substantial military hardware.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, your trusted source for the latest developments on security and defense operations involving military forces. I'm your host, and today we have an exclusive interview with Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, who will provide insights into the progress of the special military operation as of January 31st, 2025. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. It's important to keep the public informed on the latest developments from the front.
Colonel, can you start by summarizing the key developments in the past week of operations?
Yes, from January 25th to January 31st, the Russian armed forces conducted 7 large-scale precision strikes targeting critical energy infrastructure that supports the Ukrainian military-industrial complex, military airfields, and UAV assembly or storage facilities, as well as temporary deployment points of Ukrainian forces. Additionally, over the course of the week, 43 Ukrainian servicemen surrendered along the front lines.
Let's begin with the North Group of Forces operating in the Kursk region. What has been the focus there?
Our North Group of Forces has been systematically neutralizing Ukrainian formations in Kursk, liberating the settlement of Nikolaevo. We targeted and damaged forces from tank and mechanized brigades, airborne assault and marine brigades, and territorial defense brigades. Over the week, Ukrainian losses in this sector amounted to 2,200 servicemen, 9 tanks, 57 armored vehicles, and 144 vehicles, 22 field artillery pieces and 13 electronic warfare stations, and 9 field ammunition depots destroyed.
That's a significant setback for the Ukrainian forces. What about the West Group of Forces in Kharkiv?
The West Group achieved major gains, including the liberation of Dvyreknya in Kharkiv. Ukrainian forces were pushed back with losses of 2,425 servicemen, 2 tanks, 22 armored combat vehicles, including 9 U.S.-made M113 APCs, 53 vehicles, 39 artillery pieces, 16 NATO-made, and 6 electronic warfare stations. Additionally, 11 ammunition depots were destroyed.
Moving south, how has the Southern Group of Forces progressed in their operations?
The Southern Group secured advantageous positions, effectively defeating 3 mechanized, assault, and airmobile brigades, 2 territorial defense brigades, 1 National Guard brigade. Over the past week, Ukrainian losses in this area totaled 1,445 servicemen, 13 armored combat vehicles, including 3 U.S.-made M113 APCs and 4 HMMWVs, 20 vehicles, 11 field artillery pieces, including 3 NATO-made, and 11 ammunition depots and 3 electronic warfare stations destroyed.
That's a substantial amount of enemy assets neutralized. What about the Center Group of Forces?
The Center Group made deep advances into Ukrainian defenses, liberating Zelenoy, Novoelizavatovka, and Novovasilevka in the Donetsk People's Republic. Engagements resulted in over 4,000 Ukrainian servicemen lost, 5 tanks, 32 armored vehicles, including a U.S.-made Bradley IFV and 3 M113 APCs, and 48 vehicles and 25 artillery pieces destroyed.
The East Group of Forces also saw movement. What were the key achievements?
The East Group successfully liberated the settlement of Velika Novosayolka in Donetsk. Enemy forces suffered 1,015 servicemen casualties, 4 tanks, 2 armored vehicles, and 16 vehicles destroyed, and 31 field artillery pieces, 5 NATO-made, taken out.
The DNEPR Group of Forces is also playing a role. What's the latest there?
The Dnieper Group of Forces engaged a mechanized brigade and 3 coastal defense brigades, resulting in 315 servicemen lost and 24 vehicles destroyed.
Air power and air defense play a critical role in this conflict. What were the key aerial engagements this week?
Our air defense systems successfully intercepted 2 French-made Hammer-guided aerial bombs, 31 U.S.-made HIMARS rockets, 592 aircraft-type UAVs. 290 were intercepted outside the Special Operations Zone.
That's a major degradation of Ukrainian aerial capabilities. Shifting back to the Kursk region, what is the status of Ukrainian forces there?
Our North Group of Forces continued defensive and offensive operations, repelling 1 major Ukrainian counterattack while targeting tank and mechanized brigades, airborne assault and marine brigades, territorial defense brigades. In the past 24 hours alone, they lost 270 servicemen, 2 tanks, 7 armored combat vehicles, and 28 vehicles, a multiple rocket launcher and an air defense radar station, and 4 UAV control points and 2 ammunition depots destroyed.
Colonel, as we wrap up, what are the key takeaways from this past week?
The special military operation remains on course, with substantial Ukrainian losses across all major sectors. Our forces continue to liberate key settlements, maintain strategic advancements, and degrade Ukrainian infrastructure and military capability. The momentum remains with Russian forces, and our objectives are progressing as planned.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you. There are significant developments in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The reports of DR Congo's M23 rebels threatening to march on Kinshasa with the Rwanda-backed rebels planning to take their fight to the Congolese capital. These rebels are currently entrenched in Goma and pushing south. The conflict involves accusations of Rwandan illegal occupation of DR Congo and reports of Rwandan troops crossing the border. Meanwhile, Sudan's civil war continues, with an airstrike killing at least 70 people at a hospital in North Darfur, and warring leaders showing little political will to end the conflict. Other news includes reports of new polio cases in Africa and ongoing violence in Kenya.